Welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Last time we tried to negotiate basically Machina's freedom, and it went very badly. Very, very, very badly. I see. Machina greets me in the moment I'm in the door, even more cheerfully than usual. Is she putting up an act? I wonder if her mother would have threatened me. I wonder. And I wonder if that would have been enough to make Machina, go for it. And when I try to ask her about the negotiations with her mother, she just answers, "It's okay now," without shedding any light whatsoever on what's okay or how. Since she clearly isn't eager to recount the conversation, I can't bring myself to force the conversation quite so vigorously. In any case, Machina's expression is so genuinely bright that I can't help feeling slightly relieved. Assuming that the discussion must have ended on a fairly promising note. Putting hand on Machina's head as she smiles innocently, I ruffle her hair around violently like always. A striking scent floats up and fills my nose. There's no way. Machina would be the type. She seems like the type that would roll over for her mother just because out of fear or habit or whatever. And her mother clearly wanted her to come back, yeah? This mixture of fruity shampoo and oddly sweet-smelling sweat is Machina's distinctive set. Unlike any other woman's. It leaves a youthful, almost childish impression. It's a deeply pleasant moment, almost like I've slipped my chilled body into a nice hot bath. But soon enough, a murmuring electronic rumble brings it to an end. Is that my phone? Ooh, I take out my private cell phone to find the name Suho Amane displayed on the caller ID screen. Amane? Weird. Why don't she bother to call? Huh. You don't say. Wonder if she forgot her wallet or something. Is this Kazami? And the happy music fades out. Went shopping without your purse or something. Oh, no. Wait. Calm down. What's burning? Oh, those fuckers. What about the bakery? What are they burning? I don't know. What? I have no idea what you'd say in this situation. It's the bakery by the station. She says it's on fire. Machina, wait! Amane, are you in a safe place right now? Stay where you are until the fire department gets there. Keep your distance and don't try anything stupid. Machina went running out, so I'm going to follow her. She's almost certainly headed over there. I'll take care of it. Hanging up now. Fire at the bakery. Bullets through the window just the other day, and now it's burning. There isn't a damn chance that's a coincidence. As I rush out the dorm in pursuit of Machina, my mind is already fixed on the worst possible hypothesis. This has to be arson. The night sky is dyed with a pale orange light, the air filled with the foul stink of a large-scale fire. The station streets are already crowded with onlookers, surrounding the bakery where the blaze began from a cautious distance. Machina. She must have reflexively tried to run into the bakery, only to be restrained by a nearby bystander. One arm is the grip of a neighborhood housewife. One arm in the grip of a neighborhood housewife. Machina stands in the street, not screaming, not shouting, just staring at the burning building. In blank shock, her breath caught in her throat, still as a statue. Machina? Are you alright? The powerful agitation that drove her from the dorm, losing its external outlet, seems to have flowed down her back and turned her legs to jelly. Machina's knees tremble so violently, it seems like she might collapse at any moment. Machina. As she mumbles the words in tones of blank disbelief, I feel a heavy lump of uneasiness settling into the pit of my belly like a stone. My stomach squeezes in on itself painfully. Bathed in transfixing orange light, people are desperately moving back and forth in front of the burning building, casting vivid shadows across the ground as they relay water towards the flame. Among them are many familiar faces, mostly men from the shopping district, and Amane, her long hair thoroughly disheveled, swinging buckets down the line. Amane! Noticing me as I step forward to join the relay, Amane's eyes find Machina at my side. She rushes over instantly.
Yuuji! Machina!
What the hell happened? Obviously. Arson. I fight down the urge to curse with frustration. Fuck. Getting caught up in this such... It's one damn thing after the other with these people. In any case, we need to fight fire with a we need to fight the fire. Oh no, we don't need to fight fire with fire. No, that's a bad idea. Is there anyone left inside? Good. I almost feel as though whoever set it on fire is obviously doing it as a symbolic thing rather than to actually hurt anyone. If someone died, then people going after the legal police going after this, investigators and stuff, would probably be a lot more, actually wanting to go after it, because otherwise it's just insurance, I suppose. I mean, people dying is going to get a lot more people in gear to actually find or suspect someone might have done something about it. Amani points to Machina's employer, sitting flat on the ground with fear and incomprehension on his face. His wife crouches behind him, her face buried in the small of his back, sobbing frantically. Amane. Look after Machina. Turning my back on Amane's soot-stained face, I run to join the relay line. Until the fire department arrives, we have to focus on keeping the flames from spreading.
Machina! Machina! Amane!
I've seen many people weeping under many different circumstances. But this is the first time I felt this painful to watch. After all this time, she finally worked up the courage to try and leave. The curse of the Arisa family behind. Of her own free will, she took a small but deeply meaningful first step forward, a simple part-time position in a neighborhood bakery. As she learned the job through steady effort, Machina told me about her dream of opening a store of her own someday. True, that might have been a little more than a simplistic fantasy of a child, but even knowing that it might never be realized, she had a goal. She had a vision of her own bakery, of buying a home where we could live together. This job was her first small, precious step towards that objective. And now it's gone just like that, smashed to pieces by irrational violence. And the shop's windows lie shattered by the heat of the fire as tendrils of flame lick persistently at the walls. The handmade signboard slowly burns down. It's the same sign that was hit in the drive-by shooting the other day. The handsome piece of wood had already begun to carbonize, but I can still make out the bullet hole. A tongue of flame spouts through it, silently chiding. We warned you, didn't we? The arsonists must have been members of the research branch family. Even their superiors admonished them to leave Machina alone. It's clearly not an order they're willing to accept. A faction within the branch house covered up the girl's existence for years, hoping to deceive the main family. And when the facts came to light, they reaped what they sown. A preemptive attack nearly killed their candidate for the head of the research Zaibatsu. I can sympathize with the rage it must have caused the branch family when their figurehead was wounded. But Machina's hardly the person they should be taking it out on, let alone her employer. This is just a childish spasm of violence. As I stare up at the burning store, I feel a strange heat spreading across my face. It has less to do with the temperature of the air than the emotions boiling up inside me. Eventually, the local fire department arrives on the scene, and in the blink of an eye, the flames are extinguished. Fortunately, the only damage is to a property. The bakery on the first floor has been destroyed, but there are no injuries. But as the owner sinks to his knees and moans in agonized disbelief, I can't find any words of comfort. What did she promise you? What did she promise you? As I carry Machina to the dorm, Mani tries her best to comfort the girl, but she just buries her face in my back and doesn't respond. Ever since she was a child, she hadn't had to deal with those deranged by power and money aiming for her life. The girl might even be somewhat used to it by now. She's had to deal with it. Even so, the guilt of having been dragged completely unrelated people into it seems to about ready to crush her flat. At such times, the kinder the people around you act, the more you close yourself off from them. More than anything else. Out of the fear that you'll end up bringing them misfortune too. I wonder how much Yuuji knows about that. Sort of get the feeling that he did something similar in his past. And Machina doesn't grow any more talkative after our return. With that one sentence, she disappears by herself.
結局何があったわけ？なんでだからあの子のバイト先のパン屋さんが火事になっちゃったんだってさっき説明したでしょ？でも誰も怪我しなかったんでしょ？みんな無事だったんでしょ？だったらそれを喜べばいいじゃない。
That is a fair point. However, it's a lot more complicated than that.
なんであんなこの世の終わりみたいな顔してんのよ。別にあの子のせいで店が火事になったわけじゃないでしょうに。
Never assume you know someone, especially when you specifically go out of your way, especially in this dorm, to not know someone.
それはそうなんだけど。
I haven't explained any of the details to Omane, but judging from the way her sentence trails off awkwardly, she seems to have her suspicions.
イリスさんに責任はないけれど、無関係とは言い切れないし、苦しいところね。
I mean, there is something she could do about it. She shouldn't have to do anything about it, but there is something she can do about it.
何よ、ユミコ。あんたは何か知ってるのね。知っているだけよ。知っていても何もしてあげられないこのもどかしさ。何も知らないあなたが羨ましいぐらいだわ。どういう意味よ、それ。
It means you know nothing, will know nothing, and probably will always know nothing. Don't fight, okay? If you absolutely have to know, I'll tell you. But even if you end up regretting you ask, it'd be pretty damn hard to forget. You sure you want to know?
何よそれ。聞くと呪われる都市伝説的な話。
Quite the imagination. Unfortunately, this is non-fiction.
それは聞いてしまえばマキちゃんを見る目が変わってしまうようなそんな類のお話なのでしょうか。
Well, you might have been able to figure it out from the name at the very least. Pretty much.
だったら私は聞きたくありません。私は今のマキちゃんが大好きですから。
A true friend would love her regardless of who she was or how you saw her or whatever. You're a good girl, Sachi. Good intentions, sort of.
何よ、それじゃあまるで私が悪い子みたいじゃないのよ。
You're always a bad girl, soon to rape. Take a newspaper and just hit her over the head.
私だって別にマキナの秘密を知ってどうこうしようってわけじゃないのよ。ただこのままじゃ私あの子にどんな態度で接すればいいのかちょっとわかんないっていうか。
No, I definitely know the feeling. I'm the sort of person that I know it's probably not any of my business. I know it might not even do anything to let me know, but just seeing a situation, being involved in a situation, even to a minor level, and not knowing anything is just the most frustrating thing. It's like, I don't need to do anything about it. I just don't want to be completely in the dark.
つまりどうすりゃいいのよ。はっきり言ってくんないとわかんないのよ。私バカだから。
At least you're being honest at this point. I mean, you're a bit of an idiot, yes, and you're well aware of it, but don't worry about it too much. Just interact with her, the same as always. If you clumsily try to comfort her or something, Machina would probably just get even more depressed. Nobody wants to get pitied by an idiot.
バカって言うな、バカって。
Oh god, don't. You just said it yourself, woman.
ねえ、ユージ。
What?
私もさ、あんまり腹芸が得意な方じゃないし、考えてることが顔や言葉に出るタイプだから知らない方がいいとは思うんだけど。
Oh, I've noticed.
それでも一つだけ確認しておきたいことがあるんだけど、聞いてもいい？
Go ahead.
もしかしてあの子実家に帰っちゃうの？
That's hard to say. Sorry, but only Machina knows that. What makes you think so in the first place?
去年の夏休みだったかな。私があの子に実家には帰らないのって聞いたら、あの子こう答えたのよ。私は実家には帰れない女なのよ。
If only that was still true.
なんで？帰ったら多分もう二度とここには戻ってこれないと思うの。
That's part of it.
なんでさ。うまく説明できないのよさ。そりゃね、実家に帰るのが一番だってのは分かっているのよ。でも実家に帰ったらきっとこの学園のみんなとはあまねえもユミちゃんもチルチルも地図それだけは絶対嫌なのよさ。そっか、なんかよくわかんないけど、そんじゃ帰らなきゃいいんじゃない？でもいつかは帰らなきゃいけない日が来ると思う。だけどその日が来るまでは。帰るな。そんじゃさ、今年は私の実家に帰ろうか。いい？なんか今日のマキナを見てるとあの日のマキナを思い出すのよね。
Okay.
あの子がああいう顔をするときって決まって実家の話の時だから気になっちゃって。
I see.
あまねさん、榊さん、みちる様、それに学園長さんまで名前が挙がっているというのに、サッチンの名前が挙がらないのはなぜなのでしょうか。
I did not even notice that.
いや、去年の夏休みはあんたまだこの学園にいなかったでしょうが。
Oh, is that the case? I didn't know that.
そうでした。幸うっかりです。
Oh, you got caught up in that pretty quickly?
あんたさ、なんか時々すごいバカよね。
Hey, Sachi, Michiru is now smarter than you. Up on the totem pole you go.
やめてください。みちる様に言われると本気で落ち込みます。
Oh god, no.
どういう意味かな。
とにかく今私たちが彼女にしてあげられることは限られているわ。
Well, there are ways. Not smart ways, but there are ways. You know, nice and angry ways.
私たちに何かできることってあるの？
I'd really like to figure out the actual situation with what she plans to do. What the mother promised her.
そうね。いつも通りでいてあげることぐらいかしら。
Yep, I think she'd appreciate that more than anything else right now. If it's a fucking branch family doing this shit, Machina doesn't even want to come back. It's so pointless, too.
私たちにはそれぐらいしかできないけれど、風見くん、あなたにはあなたにしかできないことがあるのではなくて。
Something only I can do, eh?
スオさん、イリスさんは今どこに？
なんか一人になりたいって言って部屋を出て行っちゃったけど。
そう。だそうよ、風見くん。
Are you telling me to go comfort her?
得意でしょ？
Is it? Not sure where you got an idea like that. But I'm gonna do it anyways, okay. Normally, Machina's so clingy it's outright irritating, but every once in a while she'll suddenly disappear on you. For example, when she gets all stubborn over some small things and ends up getting in a fight. Or maybe cranky mornings after nights full of bad dreams, when she doesn't want to let anyone see her face. Machina will quietly vanish. But it's not as though the girl melts away into thin air. She always leaves her clues behind. When a woman says, "Don't look for me," it typically means, "Come find me right now." Yes, me no, because that's always what that means, you know, right, Yuuji? I think it was my big sister who taught me that when I was still very young. Oh god. And this discarded sock caught unnaturally in Machina's door is probably her silent "Don't look for me." Machina? You in there? Entering Machina's room for the first time, I find it dim and gloomy. I flip the switch on the wall next to the door, but the lights don't come on. A dark, empty room. There's nothing in the way of furniture, none of the daily necessities of life. The girl's carried everything she uses regularly into Amane's room, leaving nothing behind here, as if prepared to disappear at any moment. Almost like a cat making its own lonely grave. The cat and dog metaphors. Machina's nearly empty room is lit only by moonlight trickling in through the window. When my eyes adjust to find her curled up tightly on the floor, my heart gives a little jump of surprise. It almost feels as though I'm looking myself in the old days, as though the unpleasant memories I've tried to lock away force their way into reality. Machina. I kneel by her side and gently reach down to Machina's cheek, still damp from before as she cried herself to sleep. It's warmer to the touch than I expected. When I rest a hand onto her small fist, the girl reflexively seizes hold of my fingers and squeezes them tightly, just like an overgrown infant. She can't ask anyone for help. She knows her friends will do everything they can if she does. But even so, she can't ask. Anyone she turns to for help will suffer for it, because the girl understands that her lips are sealed. She doesn't want to cause trouble for the people she cares for. It would be too painful to have them grow resentful or exasperated with her weakness. So instead, she curls up in a dark place where no one can see her and wishes she was dead. She dreams of fading away quietly, without bothering anyone. When he wore up this badly, an uncertain hand, tentatively outstretched, can bring nothing but pain. Still, I can't help but reach out to touch her. Even knowing my hypocrisy will hurt Machina, I can't do anything else. In the old days, when I stopped caring about anything, my master simply turned back, reached out a hand, and said, "Grab hold." And today, I can only do the same. After that, it all comes down to whether she can find the willpower to take it. Honestly, I'm disgusted with myself. I hate that I don't have any other answers. I want to do something for her. Those feelings turn around fruitlessly in my head, producing nothing but frustration. Before I know what I'm doing, I take Machina's chin in my hand and kiss her pink and slightly parted lips. Okay. The girl's mouth smells like sugary bubblegum. I've touched these lips several times before, but today they're disturbingly cold. There's something ephemeral about the experience. It almost feels like she'll die unless I warm them up.
パパ
Did I wake you up?
起きてたのよさ
You don't say.
パパからキスしてくれたの初めてよね
Is it?
キスはしてくれるのにどうしてそこから先は何もしてくれないの
Oh. This is gonna be a weird mix of emotions, this whole scene. I'm feeling it now. Because I'm your father, I'm not going to do anything you don't want me to.
いいのよパパなら嫌じゃないのよ
Oh no. All of a sudden, the somber attitude seems to transform completely. Machina's exactly a girl you'd associate with the word seductive. Her child is innocent practically defines her. But right now, she's got a surprisingly dirty twinkle in her eye. No matter how youthful the girl may look, it seems she's at least managed to pick up the slyness of an adult woman. What's this all of a sudden? Did your mother say something?
別に何も
I see. Machina does not elaborate. Her voice is tinged with resignation, as though she's decided that talking won't do any good. This sounds unpleasantly cold to my ears.
パパは私のためにいろいろしてくれてるのに私はパパに何もしてあげられない
Oh god. Oh
だ
god.
から好きなことしていいんだよ
Okay, look, Machina. I heave a brief sigh, scratching at my head in bemusement. Just like women want that sort of emotional connection and comfort level, men need their reasons and excuses to sleep with someone.
女を抱くのに理由が必要なの
It's easy enough to take advantage of a overwrought woman, but it's sort of a matter of pride.
私が抱いてほしいっていうのは理由にならない
I hate that this guy. I don't like this conversation. If you sleep with a man just to distract yourself, you'll end up regretting it.
後悔なんてしないしもししたとしてもバカだなだから言ったのにって笑えばいいのよさ
Oh god. Oh no, no, no. As she speaks, Machina puts both her hands on the wooden floor and lurches unsteadily up off the ground. Hey? I reflexively reach out a hand to support the girl as she wobbles precariously, but she wards it off with a little slap.
一人で立てるよ子供じゃないし
You should act like one. Isn't being pointlessly stubborn over things more, like that more like being a little childish?
子供じゃないもん
You sure? Machina makes it to her feet, unsteadies a newborn foe, leans back against the window with a thump, and reaches her small, stubby hands into her, to her collarbone, seizing the ribbon of her school uniform.
子供じゃないんだよ
I didn't think this would be happening this episode. I did not think this would be happening this episode. I did not think that. I see. Actually, I'm having a hard time following the logic here. The first word that comes up to my mind is underdeveloped. The band and bus have grown differently, producing the so-called triangular shape. To be blunt, she's got small breasts. Oh, God. If I were to yell, "You're not making a convincing case here, kid," and deliver a karate chop to the dome of her head, this runaway train would probably come crashing to a halt. Please, no, please, please. But you've got to give the girl credit for effort and courage, right? No, that's not enough. That's not a reason. Taking in the spectacle, I nod my head in approval of nothing in particular. No.
ねえパパ私を抱いてよ
I don't want to. I don't want the. No, no, no. Say what? The little punk. I always known she was cheeky, but now she's actually trying to seduce me.
それとも私みたいな女は嫌抱きたくない何してもいいんだよ
I really don't think of her in that way. I really don't. I was wondering where this was coming from. Sounds like she might have gotten a few ideas from Amane. No, shouldn't pass the buck. I'm the one who made her say all this. You really ready for this? No, 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 no. Oh, God, no. When I pull her close, I feel Machina's warm side on my arms. After the last few days, it's already a familiar sensation. Holding the girl like this inspires both guilt and having finally made her mine a new, surprisingly wonderful power of awareness of her as a woman. Her shoulders are slender, her head small against my chest, not exactly voluptuous, but she doesn't make much of a pillow. But I can feel my determination to keep this soft little creature safe, growing even more absolute. That just happened. Let me just take a drink of water. I think I need a drink of water right now. What a refreshing palate cleanser. I really do need a palate cleanser. Okay. There are 2 times when a woman will start making particularly unreasonable demands. The first is when she wants to confirm that a man the first is when she wants to confirm a man loves her, and the second is when she decides to leave that man. I'm pretty sure what happened last night with Machina falls into the latter category, so when I wake up to find she's no longer lying at my side, I'm not particularly flustered or even surprised. I'm just happy I did the all ages one on that one. Just thank fucking goodness I didn't have to even just skip through. Oh, God. I really did like the relationship Yuuji and Machina built up is like a father-daughter sort of thing, but it just gets fucking weird when you let it kill the other. Oh. Fucking whatever at this point. She left, eh? If anything, resigned might be a better word. Most likely, Machina decided not to trouble anyone, to go off and fight all alone. Wait, I'm in my room. Didn't I go to her room? I talked pretty damn big about becoming her father. But in the end, it didn't even matter. I guess I can do much of anything for the girl. Even so, maybe my presence in her life helped Machina find the courage to stand on her own like this. That pathetic self-serving theory is my only comfort right now. Machina. When I mumble her name, there's a sharp twinge of loneliness in my chest. Thought of never feeling that small body settle into my lap again makes me sigh out loud. If she's made up her mind to go, there's nothing I can do. If she's decided to confront them all on her own, it's not my place to interfere. But did you really have to vanish without saying a word, Machina? I'm not going to start complaining about something you decided on your own, and I'm not thoughtless enough to try tagging along on a road you want to walk alone. Well, I mean, not that I want you to imitate a certain shaggy at a German woman and write bye-bye on the window in lipstick or anything. Oh God, did that really happen? Oh no. No, I sort of been getting the feeling that they might have had some sort of relationship. Oh God, no. The age difference is just... How old is she? Did they ever say? At the very least, she seems to have at least been... I've gotten the impression of her as someone like a significantly older woman. Very significantly. Seems to remember that making me less sentimental and more irritated. But still, would have it killed you to say I'm going now to my back as I pretend to sleep or something? Shame the girl vanished before I could teach her that sort of romantic etiquette. The only thing Machina has left behind in its room is a faint trace of her own sweet body odor lingering in the air. Looking more closely, there's actually a few pieces of junk the girl seems to have carried in here at some point. Apparently her room just looks like mine then. Hadn't even noticed that. When leaving a man's room, a woman's supposed to carefully gather up all her personal belongings, then toss a single earring under the bed. Guess nobody's explained that to her either. But this is her room. But I guess it's going to be a while before I can teach her anything again. Of course, my maudlin thoughts are interrupted by a shout from the lobby outside. I look up reflexively. This idiotic voice completely wiping out the motivation of all who hear it. Thanks you for coming. That was last night, Machina. Sure enough, a certain individual is really thumping away at a giant lump of wheat flour. keeping up a constant stream of abuse in the pidgin Japanese of foreign hostess. I don't think I've heard of that word before. Even in this dormitory, there aren't many people who'd keep up this sort of bizarre behavior first thing in the morning. I mean, I could go run, right? Machina, why? Why are you still here? Weren't you, going off to have a showdown with your mother, or, write your destiny, or whatever? What the fuck is this? As the girl vigorously assaults the flower while... Oh, okay, it's her making bread. Vigorously assaults the flower while bathing it in abuse, I call out to her small back. Hey, Machina? About face! Don't harm me, kid. What are you snarling about? Since when was I president of anything? What are you doing out here? You're pissing me off. Who the hell are you calling a princess? Fine. Doesn't mean I'm not mad. Calling something roleplay doesn't automatically make it kosher, kid. Most likely, she's picked up that way of speaking from the hostess. Hostesses that do their shopping down by the station, but my job at the bakery really seems to have expanded their sphere of relationships in some slightly weird directions. Cheerfully adding, and by sec, I mean it's gonna take an hour, Machina turns it back to me. And then she begins roughly chopping up thoroughly to gas dough and rolling it into balls. Tell me something, Machina. Last night, you talked with your mother over the telephone, right? Are you not going to tell me the results? We've never really elaborated on it, and I suppose I did get the impression from you before that you seemed to get the impression like the drive-by was part of the main branch, not the branch family thing, yeah? Do you think that the fire was the main family? You don't have to go back. Is that really what she told you? Or was that the second conversation? So you were just depressed about the bakery? Is that really it? She conceded to you at that point? Okay, for one thing, saying 75 days. Is this the time to be cackling like an idiot? Does she really think the problem's been resolved? That we can just keep up this peaceful life? The idea is ridiculous. If the situation was simple enough to settle with a quick chat over the phone, things never would have gotten this bad in the first place. I'd love for this calm daily life to go on forever, but unfortunately, I've got a very strong premonition things are only going to get worse. And for whatever reason, my instincts are regrettably reliable when it comes to things like these. The phone vibrating in my chest pocket. Oh god, it's my work cell. When I slowly retrieve it and calmly check the screen, a small LED indicates I have a new mail. Fighting down the urge to click my tongue in frustration, I take a look at the subject line. From CO 29029. An official communication to the agent number 9029 from his case officer. In other words, a direct order from JB to me. And as for the contents of the message itself, present yourself at the main office, 1400 hours. It's two extremely blunt sentences, conveying nothing but a when and a where. I check the watch on my left arm. It's currently 12:12. I heave a single heavy sigh and snap my cell phone shut and get to my feet.
はあ、ユージ、ちょうどよかった。今呼びに行こうとしてたところなのよ。
1400 hours, it's still morning, right? I probably have some time. Wait, how far is the office? Huh? What's up? Need something?
何ってお昼ご飯だよ。
Already? Okay, I probably really need to get going then. Ah, lunch, huh?
何どっか出かけるの？
Yeah, the boss over at my part-time job wants me to stop by the main office.
じゃあ、あんたお昼どうするの？
Who cares? I'll just grab something from a convenience store or fast food place on the way.
5分ぐらい待ってる時間ない？
I double-checked my watch. Well, 5 minutes or so wouldn't be a problem.
じゃあ待ってて。お弁当用意してあげる。
No, that's not really.
すぐだから、ね。
No, it's not. Hey, well, that woman being pushy isn't anything new. No use fighting it this late in the game. Might as well wait obediently and save myself trouble later. But 5 minutes later, Amani's not the one who shows up.
パパ、お仕事行くの？
Yeah, they called me in for a bit. Shouldn't take long, though.
どうして呼び出されたの？なんか悪いことしたの？
Well, nothing really comes to mind. Well, this happens all the time, though. Nothing to get worried about.
本当に？私に内緒でなんか危ないこととかしちゃ嫌よ。
And then you pick the wrong person to get in a relationship with. It's fine. I said nothing to worry about, right? That said, I was lying when I said nothing comes to mind. They've probably got something to say about that little shooting incident at Machina Cape Police Station.
じゃあ頑張って働いてくるのよ。これお弁当。
Apparently satisfied for the moment, the girl rustles around and pulls out a paper sack and hands it to me. Well, thanks. What's inside?
MQI4 新開発の高純メロンパンの4型なのよさ。
Oh, God. Okay. Super exaggerated. With what?
高圧新純メロンパン。パンの焼成時に加圧した水蒸気で生地の中に水分を閉じ込めた新製法なの。
Not a bad idea. Definitely would be able to cook it more evenly that way.
外はサクサク、中はしっとりもちもちなメロンパンなのよ。
These things are pretty damn heavy.
通常のメロンパンと違って比重が約 1.25 あるのよさ。業界初水に沈むメロンパンなのよ。
I really didn't expect Machina of all people to be throwing out specific gravity.
引っ張り強度が通常比で 2.7 倍。噛み応えもバッチリなのよさ。
I definitely didn't expect that either. Not sure if I really understand the details, but sounds like quite a culinary experience. What, Yuuji, do you not have basic scientific knowledge of these sorts of terms? Elastic strength, specific gravity, these are things you need to know, Yuuji.
食感はエアインのお餅みたいな感じだから喉に詰まらせないようによく噛んで食べるのよ。
Oh, okay. That might actually be something to be worried about if she's mentioning it. Understood. Alright, I'll be on my way.
気をつけてね。
I wonder if I could assassinate someone with this. Yep. Well, hopefully I managed to convince her that this isn't a big deal. But honestly, it's always a little depressing to get a summons like this. Since JP's actually called me into the office, instead of communicating through email or telephone, this is probably going to be a fairly serious discussion. As a general rule, when an older woman gets an earnest look on her face and says, "We need to talk," nothing's good going to come of it. But this is a work thing, not a... okay. The message from JB specified the main office as our meeting place. Of course, she didn't mean the actual headquarters of our organization in America, but the Japanese HQ... Oh, is it an American? You know what? I suppose I really haven't been... If people have told me the exact, how that works with Ichigaya... But, okay. For the Japanese HQ that's borrowing some space a little bit more locally. Getting to the building in question involves catching a civilian railway company train from Machina Cape, transferring to Japan Railways in Shinagawa, then taking the subway from Yorokucho in Tokyo. Arriving at the station platform some time to spare, I settled down on a bench. and open the paper bag I received from Machina. Inside, as promised, are a number of bright yellow pastries. They're typical melon buns by appearance, but when I pick one up, it really is bizarrely heavy for its size. Taking the bun in both hands, I open my mouth and take a big bite. It's almost like crunching into a cookie and a bagel at once. Certainly a novel melon bun experience. The girl might be onto something. After completing my quick and sugary lunch, I enjoy the unpleasant train ride into the city, passing the time speculating about the reason I've been stubborn. I've been called to headquarters plenty of times before. First was the day I returned to Japan. As an employee newly transferred from the United States, I offered a formal greeting to the chief of my new branch office, and filled out the paperwork to enroll in a training school where I learned how things were done in Japan. My second summons to HQ came after I completed basic studies to arrange my transfer to a more advanced school for the second half of my training. My third summons came when unable to endure the starvation rations at the advanced training school. A few classmates and I cooked up ate some carp from the pond on campus. Oh god, where were you? My fourth summons came when they want my expertise as SPP, Specialized Proficiency Personnel, testing out some newly designed equipment. After finishing my second round of training and being deployed into the field, I was called in several times a year to be given some special jobs that weren't recorded in the Japanese office's official books. In other words, when I'm called into HQ, they're either angry with me. In other words, when I'm called into HQ, they're either angry with me or they have an annoying job to foist off on me. Either way, it's nothing to look forward to. After arriving at my stop on the 4 line, I climb out of the subway, cross a bridge lined with cherry blossom trees, and take the fork at the police station toward Yasukuni Street. Within 5 minutes, our front gate comes into view. Wait. We're assuming that he's going to get yelled at, yeah? Huh. And he specifically said that it could be a job. I have this really bad feeling that Yuji's going to be directed to kill Machina. There's a guard in a smart blue uniform standing at the main entrance. Despite appearances, he's just a rent-a-cop from a private security firm. For what it's worth, there is a security station just inside staffed by actual company employees, but the tools hanging from the shoulders don't have any filling stuff inside. Always makes me wonder why they feel the need to bother lugging those heavy things around in the first place. Maybe it's a religious thing? In any case, most of the defense systems actually protecting the headquarters are outsourced to a variety of civilian security companies. The guards standing around in the lobby are mostly for show, I'd expect. Nestled in the corner of a structure with a romantic name of C Building. My workplace has a campus with where all the I don't work at that campus specifically, but I've been there a number of times. It has a campus with a bunch of buildings that are 1 or 2 letters in what they're called. And it's random too. It's not connected with anything. It's the office of my beloved superior, Harudera Yuria, as a section chief in the 2nd Division. Not exactly a spacious room, but since JB transferred in as a foreign capital, it was a hard-won prize. This office is a symbol of her successful struggle for promotion from acting section chief to a formal command. A certain group of Boris individuals have been known to mock this room as a kennel in reference to the work that goes on in here, but you need a pretty black sense of humor to laugh at that particular joke. Number 9029 reporting in. Even as I offer the standard greeting, my eyes briefly find the room's built-in security camera and confirm that it's currently active. Hello. At this characteristic bit of shrewdness on my part, maybe cowardice is the better word, JB gives a disdainful little snort and looks up at her clock. And y'all smiling. Please excuse me. I'd appreciate that, thank you. I actually could use some more water. Even though I'm talking to JB, this is the company's main office, and I'm addressing my superior. Can't exactly give her the usual routine. I've always found that a little awkward, honestly. Probably one of the reasons I harbor a mild dislike for this room. I'm personally the type that, if I call someone like sir, or ma'am, or whatever, it just feels awkward to me. Because that's not like something I really personally associate with respect. But then you have these cultural structures that, like, develop specific ways of respecting people. I don't think I do very well in those. JB picks up the telephone on her desk, combs up a stray lock of shaggy blonde hair, then presses the receiver to her left ear.
コーヒーを2つお願い。そう、私の分はデカフェで。
You even got yourself a secretary now. Cheeky girl.
何か言った？
No, ma'am, no. No, nothing at all. Perhaps you're hearing things, ma'am.
ああ、もう、なんか気持ち悪いわね。あなたの敬語を聞いてると逆にバカにされてるみたいでムズムズする。もういいわよ。普通に喋りなさい。
Might be a little bit mockery. That certainly works for me. Hello, girl. Oh my goodness, we have someone else with a portrait. Well, this is weird. This feels weird. With a few crisp words, a woman in a white uniform, who's presumably JB's personal assistant, enters the room. At a glance, she's maybe 24 years old, a good bit younger than JB. Her hair is an unusual silvery shave gray, neatly trimmed. Her skin's dark, and her pink painted lips are fairly thick. A good bit of African ancestry, but judging from the big bluish eyes behind her glasses, she's probably mixed race. Couldn't guess her nationality, just look at her. Guess you could call this a fairly represented trait for those in this particular posting.
どうぞ。
My personal assistant places the coffee cup on the table in front of me, her face blank and uninviting.
あなたが内容中ない？
Yeah? I've been working under that designation for the last few years.
よろしければ握手を。
JB's getting mad. The woman holds out her hand with a smile you'd almost think she learned from a textbook, but her eyes hold more than a bit of skepticism. The number 9029 has a special significance within this organization, understandable enough to feel a little dubious about the legendary agent in question being a brat like me.
内容中ないは何人もいるって言うけど本当？あなたは何人目？
Huh?
キアラ、ご苦労様。退出して結構よ。
Huh?
それと、よかったら後で一緒に写真を。
Huh? No, that's a bad idea.
キアラ、退出しなさい。はーい。じゃあ、また後でね。
The woman named Yaz winks a single eye shut behind her glasses and gives her lips a little smack as she leaves the office. Huh. I hadn't been particularly conscious of it before, but a certain characteristic of the woman catches my eye as she saunters out of the door. My honest thoughts tend to escape my mouth in moments like these, yes? Your secretary's got a pretty big ass.
何その感想。どういう皮肉？
Yeah, probably should keep those words to myself. Not particularly, just a straightforward expression of my observations.
あなた、それセクハラよ。
Yes, it is. A superior using the word sexual harassment as a weapon to intimidate men is power harassment, my friend.
口の減らない子ね。
I don't think it's power harassment in any way, but okay. You think, back in the day, a certain blonde used to complain about me not even answering when spoken to. I guess people really can change. Ignoring JB's incensed glare with a composure born of long experience, I take the paper coffee cup by its cardboard sleeve and bring it up to my mouth. Pretty good. A common joke that in officer's field, orderly learns more about making coffee than anything else. But it seems there might be a bit of truth to it.
大体、どうして学生服のまま来るのよ。服ならいくらでも買ってあげているでしょ？
I'm a student, right? Too much of a pain to get changed, that's all. Just a polite fiction, of course. I'm not quite that lazy. But honestly speaking, even if they bought me some Gusas? Or Versucci, or whatever, there's no way I'd be able to pull that sort of look off. For one thing, JB, last time they forced me into a suit to get an updated photo for our internal records, I seem to remember you shouting, "Looks like someone's got a big date for the middle school prom." But you didn't call me here to criticize my fashion sense, right? Can we get to the point?
言われなくても分かってるわよ。
JB stalks over the corner of her room, still sporting a sulky frown, to where a hefty little safe sits on the ground. And squatting down in a way that affords me fleeting glimpses of her thighs through the hem of her skirt, she begins to spin the dial installed on the front of it.
こっち見ないのよ。
Not to worry, if I feel the need for a little eye candy, I'll just take another look at the secretary's rear end before I head home.
そうじゃなくて、ダイヤルを覚えちゃダメよって言ってるの。
Not to worry, I'm not so starved for female company as to get turned on by a hunk of metal. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
だからそうじゃなくて。もう。
Motherfucking course I'm doing this on purpose. Who would not be doing it on purpose and something like that? Oh, right. Just a joke.
あなたの冗談を聞いていると生理が止まりそうだわ。
Have you not had your period lately? You'll save on rubbers.
いいから。はい、これを見てもふざけていられる？
The envelope she thrusts violently before my eyes bears a red stamp reading fax/copy strictly prohibited. When I open it, I find an official order document identified by a serial number. The paper is specially coded. A standard fax or copy machine won't even pick up the characters. On top of which, after a certain period of time, the words will fade away to illegibility all on their own. In other words, I can tell without glancing at the details that this is an extra departmental order. Perfectly official, but completely off our books. The sort of thing that absolutely can't come to light. Again, huh? This isn't the first time I've gotten orders like these. I've had several of these envelopes handed to me, and without fail, their contents have always been assassination missions. High-ranking drug cartel bosses, corrupt politicians with dangerous political leanings. There's quite a few differences in terms of social position and status, but individuals or groups determined by the collective will of the nation to pose a significant disadvantage to its interests are quietly, secretly removed from the stage. The nail that stands out gets to get pounded, as they say. In an assassination of that sort, sniping is a fairly common method. Typically, several shooters are assigned to the same task. As with a firing squad, it's an attempt at easing the conscience by making it impossible to know who fired the killing shot. But even so, murder is murder. Hey, JB, I can't kill people anymore. You know that, right?
もちろん知っているわ。それが原因であなたが予備役になったことも理解しています。
I've participated in several assassinations of this sort previously. But I'm fundamentally a coward. When it comes to taking human lives, I'll hesitate just as much as a normal person. No matter what kind of evil, worthless scum I'm looking at through my scope, my finger freezes up for a moment when I'm trying to pull the trigger. That's a fatal defect for a sniper. Even so, when my master was alive, I managed to kill without thinking too much. When I told myself I was pulling the trigger in Asako's place, when I told myself that even a piece of garbage like me could be useful to Asako this way, I could fire without worrying about a thing. And when the job was over and I went home, Asako was there to embrace me and say well done. She was there to confirm that I'd done the right thing. But Asako's gone. The person who bore the curses of the dead in my place is gone now. She can't be replaced unless the words come from someone who's stained their hands with blood. They can't offer me the slightest comfort. Yep. I certainly can't understand. JP, I'm sorry. But you're not good enough. You know that perfectly well yourself, don't you? A sniper who can't pull the trigger is right up there. The radio they can't make a sound in the irritating, useless junk department. That's a good part of the reason I ended up on the reserve in the first place. Why would he even bother showing me this now?
分かっていると言ったでしょ。落ち着いて暗殺対象者の名前を見てみなさい。
What? Ah, God, I knew it. God, I knew it. Target Machina. What is this? Why?
見ての通り、あなたと同じ学園に通うクラスメート、イリス・マキナが今回の標的よ。
You can't be serious. What the hell's going on?
理由は詮索しない。それもあなたの仕事の一部よ。
Why? Machina. Who's the client?
私は知らないし、あなたも知る必要もないわ。所詮私も中間管理職。上からの命令を駒であるあなたたちに伝えるだけ。そしてあなたはその命令に従うだけ。違う。
not wrong. That's exactly how it is. JB brought me this job fully knowing well that I can't kill, knowing about my relationship with Machina. So is she giving me a chance? At this rate, the girl's definitely going to be erased one way or another. Is JB telling me I should be the one to do it? That if Machina has died, dispatching her personally would be the kindest way? Or maybe this whole summons is nothing but a facade, and JB's sole objective was to tip me off to the threat that Machina's life is in the form of an order. Whatever the case, I can't keep my shock from showing in my face. Why is this happening? Resisting the urge to grind my teeth, I lower my gaze to the document in my hand. The field where the issuer or the order would usually be named is blank, but nonetheless there are 3 stamps of authorization below. A tripartite order? Sort of shady job usually comes with Akasaka's approval alone, but this time we've got a full set. In other words, the mission was undertaken with the mutual agreement of Akasaka, Ichigaya, and Kazami Yuuji. Definitely not something you see every day.
そういうこと。つまりは多少派手なことをしてもみんなでかばってくれるから大丈夫ということね。
Why are you showing this to me?
分かっているでしょ。赤坂の認証がある以上は私には最高かつ最適の人材を用意する必要があるのよ。私が知る限りあなた以上の適任はいないわ。
That is true. I've basically been researching it the entire time I've been following her. I know everything about. I know her the best by far. I can get closest to her the best. You want me to kill a classmate with my own hands? You've got some nerve, you shaggy-headed, dim-witted.
私をなじって気が済むのなら何とでも言いなさい。ただし。
You want a clear yes or no, right?
そういうこと。
Although it should probably go without saying, for a mission carried out with this level of secrecy, you're not typically going to get a briefing on the specifics before you accept the job. And when the plan's going to be executed, where it'll be put into operation, who's participating, how many teams will be committed, you don't know a single thing in advance. Once you've listed the plan in full, saying, I think I'll pass after all, isn't going to fly. In the first place, an agent only needs to understand their specific job. The broader circumstances aren't any of our concern. When you're a piece on the board, the only 2 things are requested of you. The willingness to do what you're told, and the ability to make it happen. Your personal circumstances aren't worth shit. There's no compromise option. It's a yes or no, one or the other. Staring into my face, JB mumbles the words quietly. At the moment, I've probably got a look of someone who spotted a loathsome insect scuttling along the floor and crushed it emotionlessly. An unattractive mixture of disgust and cold-blooded cruelty. It's an expression you get used to seeing after spending enough time in this company. The expression of someone enduring injustice, resigned to an ugly reality. The expression of an agent.
あなたに用意された選択肢は2つ。イリス・マキナの暗殺を引き受けるか、何も見なかったことにして今すぐこの場を立ち去るか。
Oh god, is this gonna be the choice? Do I have to make that choice right now?
任務の性質上、今日は帰ってゆっくり考えなさいとは言えないのよ。ましてやあなたは対象者と同じ施設に寝泊まりしている。もしあなたが現時点で任務への参加を拒否した場合、あなたの身柄はこのまま拘束されます。
So, there's one choice. Well, yeah, I'd imagine so. In other words, the moment I saw that document, the number of options available to me was essentially reduced to 1. The answer is yes.
懸命ね。
A tinge of relief in her voice, JB softly exhales into the air with her lungs, then peers into my eyes as though searching for some reassurance of my loyalty.
正常期に誓える？
Yeah? I'll swear it on the flag.
そう。 だったら今日はもう帰っていいわ。詳細が決まり次第連絡します。
Understood. I promptly stand from the sofa and click my heels sharply together. Number 9029, resuming normal post on semi-alert status. JB averts her eyes from my steady gaze slightly, briefly glancing at the surveillance camera installed in the corner of her office. Most likely, they had staff standing by watching the monitor in real time as a precaution against me refusing the order. Pretending not to notice, I raise my head from the salute and promptly leave the room. Well then, what to do? I'd prepare for something ugly, but not to suddenly find myself placed on the side of those hunting Machina. That said, it's not like the current situation was completely outside the realm of my speculation. Or mine. Considering the power and influence of the Risu family, I'd vaguely hypothesized a scenario like this might be a possibility. Most likely, Asaka is playing a large role in this one too. Uncle Sam, the father of post-war Japan, kindly allowed us to develop wealth and influence under the banner of freedom and democracy. And the people running the show in Nagatacho still haven't managed to move out of Dad's basement. I glance at the watch on my left wrist. 14:23. Seems that meeting in JB's office actually took less than 30 minutes. Coming to a halt a little ways before the bridge I crossed on my way here, I glance over at an outpost of a certain hamburger peddling multinational corporation. This sort of food isn't bad every once in a while. It's comfort food. I'm so sad. Muttering in blatantly artificial comment to no one in particular, I enter the fast food restaurant and make straight for the register, ordering the company's namesake burger, side of fries, and an iced coffee. After paying in advance, I take my drink take it and settle on the seat by the window. The street outside is not especially busy at the moment. Only a few passerby. Among them, I notice a businessman of some sort standing in front of the bridge with his shirt sleeves rolled up and jacket tucked under one arm. He's pressing a cell phone to his ear. Obsequiously bowing his head over and over. Fucked up. Talking to his boss or a client. Either way, he won't be hanging around there for too long. Eventually, a member of the restaurant's floor staff comes over with my food on a plastic tray, exchanging it for the ticket in my hand. After a few vigorous bites into my burger, I glance out the window again, only find that businessman who'd been desperately apologizing to his phone has already taken his leave. Been a while since I had a meal like this. Pretty tasty, but not exactly something I'd want to eat every day. Not bad, more or less sums it up. Once I've washed down the overly juicy hamburger with my iced coffee, I quickly shovel the thick French fries into my mouth and put my tray away and promptly leave the restaurant. I glance at my watch again. 14:31. 7 minutes in there. That's pretty fucking quick for paying and everything. After making my way briskly back to the station, I take the stairs 2 at a time and slip my way back into the premises. Once I descend to the appropriate platform, I walk all the way back to the far end, boarding the very first car of the subway train that arrives with perfect timing. Since it's early afternoon, the subway isn't exactly crowded. I only count 6 passengers in the lead car, including myself. Ignoring the numerous empty seats, I turn around, open the door in the back of the carriage, and make my way into the next car. There I find... Thought so. The man who'd been kowtowing his phone by the burger place seemed to have caught this train as well. He's wearing the jacket formally under his arm. Oh, is this guy spying on me? That sort of makes sense. He's wearing the jacket formally under his arm, and his formerly swept back hair is now parted horizontally, but it's definitely him. The man catches his breath for a moment when I meet his eyes, but after I offer him a quick smile and nod, he jerks up one side of his mouth and furrows his brow into the expression of wry resignation. Guess it's only what you'd expect. The company might have allowed me to go home, but they're not quite soft enough to let me wander off alone. Under the circumstances, it's only natural that they'd have someone keeping an eye on me. Would you mind if I take that seat? There are empty seats all over the train, but I settle myself right next to the man. This way, he won't have to bother pretending to read a newspaper while shooting me little glances out the corner of his eye. A little gesture of professional courtesy on my part. Leaning back next to my friend, I sink calmly into thought while pretending to study an advertising monitor above the exit. Since my immediate orders were to stand by, it's probably safe to assume there's going to be a few days of preparation before Machina's assassination is carried out. I want to believe they're going to approach this very carefully. 1 day to stand by. 1 day on standby. 1 day for us to learn and absorb the details of the operation. 1 day for ordering and provisioning the necessary equipment and machinery. 1 day for a general review and familiarizing ourselves with the equipment. Even estimating fairly generously, I've gained 4 days at the longest. If I had turned down the job, the company would simply have had me locked up and given it to another agent. I've bought myself a little time here, and now I need to use it to find a way out of this mess. That said, given the current situation, I'm not going to find any answers no matter how thoroughly I think this over. I'm suffering from an obvious and crippling lack of information. True. What can Yuuji do about it? What is his actual paths here? He's not going to be able to change the orders. Orders are orders. I guess unless it came from one singular person. Or a couple singular persons. I guess he could kill someone. He'd need to know who that was. And he'd probably need a whole lot more preparation than it would take to assassinate Machina. I can't even see my enemies. There's no harder way to fight a battle. And you know what? The man who'd been sitting at my side, apparently finding the experience extremely awkward, removed himself from the train at the very first station stop. There wasn't any sign of someone taking his place afterward. On the whole, my return to Machina Cape went off surprisingly smoothly, but I guess it's not quite that easy. There's an unfamiliar motorcycle parked along the street near the entrance to the shopping district. Although the bike itself looks like it's fresh off the lot, the license plate on the back is noticeably battered and worn. Probably a special plate that's seen service on a number of vehicles over the years. Earning those paychecks, I see. Judging the resources they've committed to surveillance, the client must be pretty on edge. Speaking of the client of ours, there are several points I'm having a difficult time getting my head around here. First and foremost, why have they suddenly decided Machina needs to die at this point? Considering we're talking about someone connected enough to request a job from our company, it's hard to believe they couldn't have arranged something like this a long time ago. The only thing I can think of is going to meet her mother. No, it wouldn't be. It could just be the Branch family. Considering we're talking about someone connected enough to request a job from our company, it's hard to believe they couldn't have arranged something like this a long time ago. True. That's the only thing I know about happening recently. Until now, Machina's enemies have been content to keep her stuff away in a corner like a worthless employee, too troublesome to fire. Even when she pokes her head out of the cage, they've limited themselves to warnings, however blunt. So, what's prompted this casual change in policy to an outright assassination? I can't understand why this client's allowed Machina to live until now. Why have they only now decided to kill her? Something must have changed. The only thing I can think of is the fact that her mother is like, oh, now you don't have to come back, but now you get to die. Like, the only thing I can think of is her mother. That line, she doesn't have to come back. It didn't say she could live. It's almost like maybe she just doesn't care which one of them takes over, but whoever does take over, you can't have someone else jockeying for that seat. You can't have a legitimate... It's almost like a royal family, like that typical like feuds over the crown. You'd kill you kill or execute like the other royal family that could potentially take over and actually have a legitimate claim to the throne, just because they could create a rebellion under that fire. No, that's the only thing I can think of. There must be some reason they can't afford to worry about appearances anymore. If I could only identify the reason, I have a feeling I might be able to devise some counter strategies as well, but in the first place, who exactly is our enemy here? I think this is one question Machina herself wouldn't be able to answer, even if I were able to explain the situation to her. Since they got Akasaka off its ass, we're talking about a group of or individual with significant power on a global scale. Obviously, they're involved with the Irisu somehow, but the nation itself won't move its heavy buttocks for private interest. 3 stamps suggest the involvement of someone in the Pentagon, or maybe it's shoved in the NSA. Whatever the exact details, this is without a doubt turning into a proxy war against an extremely problematic opponent.
風見さん、お帰りなさいませ。お早いお戻りで何よりです。
Okay, this is going, I was thinking it might continue on with the, him being spied, so I didn't stop it at the last, break. But he seems to have gone past that, so I'm gonna end it here. Oh, God. I've had just the feeling in the back of my head for a long time now about Machina. I don't even know if I said it outright. That ever since, like, oh, is Machina gonna be in like, just because Yuuji's a fucking sniper, he's done assassination stuff. This hasn't really been well hidden. He's obviously been involved in this. And as soon as we're talking about, like, these groups that could make all this influence, this is definitely something I've been thinking, I've thought, at least, on occasion. God damn, how do you get out of this? You're fighting against really powerful forces. The only thing I can think of is get rid of whoever wants the order, but if it's coming from multiple locations, then it's really influential. Probably more than one person, if you have that wide of an influence, right? I don't know. Her mother's the only one I can think of. And that's only because that's the only one they've really introduced as a person with a portrait and stuff like that. I'm still confused as to why that, like, white hair girl had a portrait. That was so random. Is she gonna come up? Is she gonna be one of the other snipers? Maybe. That's a possibility. Okay, well, that's all I've got for today. I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.